the Bottom Line Podcast. I'm Jimmy Finizzi. I hope you're doing well. As always, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to take a listen. I really do appreciate it. Before we get started, questions, opinions, Twitter and Instagram at BottomLine WMCX. Use the hashtag BottomLine. Voice message on Anchor, the app, or at Anchor.fm. And please, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a like and a comment down below. Helps out tremendously. And please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well so you do not miss a single episode. And please make sure you subscribe on all audio listening platforms. Just include Jimmy when searching for the Bottom Line Podcast. So the way that this podcast is going to go before we get started with what we're going to talk about, the way it's going to go is that every single Tuesday is going to be just me. I'll be writing solo with you every single Tuesday, and then Neil will be with me every single Thursday. For those that missed it last week, Neil Villapiano is taking a little bit of a break. He's not leaving this podcast. He'll just be joining me once a week rather than 2 days a week. He just has a lot on his plate right now and is dealing with some stuff in his personal life. So he'll still be on this podcast. He's not going anywhere, but he'll be joining me every single Thursday for the foreseeable future rather than every single Tuesday and Thursday. So he is doing okay. He is doing okay. Him and I talked last night. He will be joining me in the next episode. So no worries there. We are all good. But whew, boy, oh boy. What a crazy weekend in this past week that we had in the world of sports. And thank goodness and not thank goodness, because we did lose a couple of big icons in the baseball world, and there was a horrific injury that happened in the NFL. And we'll touch up on the Lakers and them winning the NBA championship as well, and we'll also touch up on the Yankees and where I think they need to go from here. But I'd rather get the sad news out of the way first, because I like to end on a bit more of a positive note. Maybe not with the Yankees, but I digress there. But yeah, just to start, a couple of big names in the baseball world we lost, and it really is a shame. First of all, we heard Whitey Ford, one of the greatest Yankees of all time, and quite possibly one of the greatest pitchers to ever live, unfortunately passed away at the age of 91 years young. So he had a really long life. I had heard that he wasn't doing that great health-wise, not COVID-related, thank God. But apparently from what I heard, he was with his family watching the Yankee game when he had passed away. I'm not sure if it was during the game or after the game was over. I think it was one of the games that they won. I think it was was it game 3 or game 4? I forget, but that's not important. But yeah, Whitey Ford, what a heck of a life and what a career he had. A 10-time All-Star, a 6-time World Series champion. He's a Cy Young winner in 1961, World Series MVP in 1961, a 3-time American League leader in wins, a 2-time MLB ERA leader. He has his number retired at Monument Park, number 16, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1974. And well-deserved. A win-loss record of 236 and 106, a career ERA of 2.75, and 1,956 strikeouts for his career. So Whitey Ford, a tremendous loss for the Yankees community and the baseball community as well. He was one of the great gentlemen of the game. And like I said, he was one of the greatest pitchers, not just in Yankees history, but quite possibly one of the greatest pitchers to ever pitch in the major leagues. So my sincere thoughts and prayers go out to the Ford family and all of his friends and close loved ones that he knew and loved so much. And then we also heard about Joe Morgan. That was a bit of a more of a surprise to me, actually. I didn't think anything of Joe Morgan, really. Not to be disrespectful, but I just haven't heard his name in a while. That's, But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, Joe Morgan also passed away at the age of 77. Apparently, he had been dealing with cancer for a while, which I had no idea about. So unfortunately, we lost another one to cancer. But Joe Morgan, definitely one of the best to ever play the game. Obviously, a part of the Big Red Machine with the Cincinnati Reds in the 70s, won back-to-back World Series titles in 75 and 76. A couple of other key notes about Joe Morgan, a 10-time All-Star. This is in a 22-year Major League career, by the way, for Joe Morgan. A 10-time All-Star, like I said, a 2-time World Series champion, back-to-back in 75 and 76 with the Big Red Machine, a 2-time National League MVP, a 5-time Gold Glove Award winner. He won a Silver Slugger Award in 1982. That was with the San Francisco Giants. He has his number retired with the Reds. He's in the Reds Hall of Fame, and he's also in the Houston Astros Hall of Fame because he spent a significant amount of time with the Houston Astros as well, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1990. And of course, he was also known for probably one of the best broadcasting teams to ever be put together, in my opinion at least, and that is the Sunday Night Baseball team of John Miller and Joe Morgan from 1990 to 2010, 21 years together. And, if you haven't watched a game from them, if you haven't watched a game that was called by them, I highly suggest that you go look it up on YouTube. They were just a tremendous pair together, and it definitely hasn't been the same. I could say that much. But, yeah, rest in peace to Joe Morgan. My sincere thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his friends, and his loved ones as well. So both guys, may they rest in peace, and hopefully they're playing together up in heaven. And then, I really, really hate to touch up on this, but unfortunately, I have to because it's been a really, really big story for the past couple of days, and that is the gruesome injury that happened to Dak Prescott this past Sunday against the New York Giants. And it was it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I don't think you'd want to see a replay of what happened. Obviously, everywhere in the sports world show the replay of what the injury looked like, and if you do have a strong enough stomach to go see a replay of it, go look it up. But I would encourage you not to because it's that bad. It really was that gruesome. I mean, he was scrambling out of the pocket. He gets tackled down, and Logan Ryan of the Giants accidentally landed on his ankle, and his foot was twisted the wrong way. It was just brutal to look at. And initially I didn't think it was an ankle injury because he was rubbing his calf, so I initially thought it was a calf injury. But after I saw the cart coming out, I was like, oh no, this has to be something really serious. And I saw Prescott sitting there just crying his eyes out. I saw his teammates coming up to give him a hug. Giants players were showing support as well. The Cowboy fans were showing their appreciation as well. And then Prescott gets carted off the field. He raises his fist up in the air, which has been pretty much the theme for the NFL and pretty much the entire country. But I'm not gonna get into all that. But yeah, so essentially for Dak Prescott, his season is over. And it really is a shame because this man has not missed a single game in his NFL career so far. And now I think it was 69 consecutive starts that Prescott had in his career. But unfortunately now he'll have to wait till next season and I really hope that this isn't career ending because injuries like that can be really, really tough to come back from. So I really, really hope that's not the case. I really want to see him play again. And I'm very, very confident that he will. But unfortunately for Dak Prescott, his season is over. I believe the official diagnosis was a compound ankle fracture. He had surgery, and from what I just heard recently, he has been released from the hospital. He is home recovering, which is an absolutely tremendous sign. So good on that. I wish nothing but the best for Dak Prescott. I don't care what team you root for. Heck, I'm a Giants fan. I can't stand the Cowboys, but you never, ever, ever wish that kind of injury upon any player. I don't care who it is, and I don't care what team it's on. You never wish for anything to happen like that. They're humans first. And, when you suffer an injury like that, the human side definitely comes out. And it's a shame because I'm sure that, that Dak Prescott really, really wanted to try and fight through it. Unfortunately, he can't. His season's done, and now the Cowboys got to rely on Andy Dalton for essentially the rest of the season. And Andy Dalton's a solid quarterback. He's still a starting quarterback in this league, I feel. And hey, he actually has a good team around him for a change, so maybe he can definitely do some things and hopefully help the Cowboys out. So for the Cowboys, is their season over? I don't think so. I think Andy Dalton can do a couple of good things with them, but Dak's future with the Cowboys, look, I would be very, very surprised if Dak Prescott is not the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys next season. I absolutely think he will. He absolutely deserves it. And look, Neil and I have talked about it a lot in regards to him getting paid. I know we've both been an advocate of, he doesn't really deserve the money that he wants. But if he can come back next year on maybe like another franchise tag or like maybe a 1-2 year deal, it's kind of like a prove it type of deal, prove that you can stay healthy, although he's pretty much been able to do that for his entire career so far. But now because of an injury like this, it's definitely going to have to be a prove it type of deal. So maybe he comes back, signs another franchise tag, and then maybe they can have some discussions about a new contract. But yeah, it's definitely not something you want to see a player go through. So I wish nothing but the best for Dak Prescott. I really, really hope for a speedy recovery. The timetable for him is 4 to 6 months. So like I said, his season is over. So all the best to Dak Prescott. I wish nothing but a speedy recovery for him. All right, enough depressing stuff. Let's get into more positive things. First of all, a huge congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers for winning the NBA championship. It is their 17th championship in franchise history, tying the Boston Celtics for the most in NBA history. LeBron James wins his 4th NBA title and also his 4th NBA Finals MVP, which actually, believe it or not, puts him in some pretty rare company. It's called the 4-and-4 Club. He is the 4th player to win 4 championships and 4 Finals MVPs. Who joins him in that? Who did he join in that list? Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan. And now you have LeBron James. So pretty rare company to be joining. So excellent for LeBron James. I am very, very impressed with what he is doing at 35 years young, 17th year in the league, going on 18. And he has showed no signs of slowing down anytime soon. He clearly is not finished in this league. So good on LeBron James. Anthony Davis wins his first NBA championship. Dwight Howard wins his first NBA championship. What a great story for him. Rajon Rondo wins another NBA title. So look, the Lakers, they were the number 1 team all year long and for a good reason. And they proved it with this NBA championship. But this one feels a bit more significant for them because obviously with the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, and may God rest his soul, it definitely felt the spirit of Kobe Bryant was still among that team, and it will continue to be forever. And they definitely felt it. LeBron played his ass off. Look, the duo of LeBron and Anthony Davis, I know everybody's been saying it, and I'll say it too. It might be one of the best duos we have ever seen in the NBA in a while. Their chemistry is just off the charts, and I really, really hope it stays that way for a while, at least until LeBron retires, and that doesn't seem to be it's going to be anytime soon. He's still got a lot more left in the tank, according to him. But congratulations to the Lakers, their fans, and the entire organization. What a season they had. No asterisk on this championship. And what a great job the NBA did as far as following the procedures with COVID and everything. Obviously, it was off to a really shaky start. You had a bunch of positive tests left and right here and there. But, for the past couple of months, Adam Silver has really done a tremendous job working together with the NBA and the NBA Players Association and making sure that everything was done right. Ever since that shaky start, there has not been one positive test throughout the whole postseason. That is a tremendous job well done by the NBA. And also, they did a tremendous job in other departments as well, as advocating for social justice and all that other stuff. So they did a tremendous job there. So a tip of the cap, if I had one, I would. A tip of the cap to the NBA for a job well done this postseason. And this season in general was a very, very great season. And I really, really hope they continue to provide some form of entertainment, because we're definitely going to need it next season. So with all that being said, I can get into what I really wanted to discuss, and that would happen to be the New York Yankees. Oh, my goodness. Where do they go from here? Well, first of all, I should point out that expectations were high for the Yankees this season, especially in a season where it was only 60 games. So much was on the line. This team was built to win a championship, all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, Neil and I have argued this time and time again, and we will continue to. If the Yankees rely too much on the home run, they ain't going to win a World Series anytime soon. I'm sorry. They're just not. They need to learn to play small ball. Hit. We're not looking for a home run every single time. It does not need to happen. Yes, it is nice. It is nice to see a home run. But timely hitting, especially in clutch situations, is what the Yankees need to do. Period. End of discussion. I don't want to hear it anymore. Look, the Rays were obviously the much better team in the ALDS against the Yankees. They were the much better team from the get-go. And and if you're going to give me the excuse, oh, well, the Yankees had a lot of injuries. Yes, so did the Rays on the pitching side. And they were able to absorb that. And look where they are right now. They're in the ALCS. They're 2 wins away at the time of this recording. They're 2 wins away from going to the World Series. So what does that show you? The Rays have guys that can actually hit, and they actually trust their young guys. The Yankees, I don't think, trusted their young guys with the benching of Clint Frazier and Gary Sanchez. Although Sanchez had an abysmal season, I can understand why they benched him. But benching Clint Frazier after I think he had a home run in game 1, I believe, of the ALDS. And then he doesn't play again the rest of the series? Really? He doesn't get a start again? Now, look, no knock on Brett Gardner. I love Brett Gardner. I still think he can play. But you got to give the young kids a chance, man. And look, everybody's going to go back to game 2 is why they lost that series. Well, yes, that is one of the reasons. Obviously, using Davy Garcia for only 1 inning is very, very puzzling to me. And then going to Jay Happ, who really has proved that he hasn't really been all that great in the postseason. Really? You were really going to go there? And look, people are killing Aaron Boone. Look, does Aaron Boone make some questionable decisions? Absolutely, yes. I am not arguing that whatsoever. But every manager does. But these aren't all his moves. These come from the higher ups, most likely before the game even starts. These are planned out. Ask Michael Kay of The Michael Kay Show. And he's been covering the Yankees for nearly 30 years. He's been around baseball for longer than anybody. He knows the game better than I do. So he can explain that better than me. Go listen back to Michael Kay and what he said about it. You can go back and listen to a previous episode. I think last week he talked about it. But he even said these are all organizational decisions from the higher ups. And Aaron Boone, look, they're not going to get rid of Aaron Boone. I'm sorry. And nor are they getting rid of Brian Cashman. That's just an asinine argument to make. And you're going to tell me, oh, Cashman's been there for too long. It's time for a change. Well, look at the players he brought in. He's brought in Didi. Now he's with the Phillies, obviously. He's brought in DJ LeMahieu. So where does that lead you? He also brought in Gio Urshela. There's a whole laundry list of players he's brought in who have proven they are very, very good. But we'd be here for 3 hours. But I digress. They're not getting rid of Cashman, and they're not getting rid of Boone. I'm sorry. It's not happening. So keep dreaming. It's not happening. Nor do I want it to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. But I was having a conversation with, actually, I was talking about the game 2 real quick. But yeah, listen, what I would have done in game 2, either start Davy Garcia or just start J Happ. I probably would have leaned more towards Davy Garcia, even though he's a young kid. I would have trusted him more than I would have trusted J Happ. And that's hopefully not Yankee management calling me, telling me to shut the hell up. Anyway, but I would have leaned more towards David Garcia because you got to give these young kids a chance. He proved to be the real deal ever since you called him up, and you weren't going to trust him to start a postseason game. Really? You'd rather trust J Happ? Yeah, okay. I'll play along. Look, J Happ is probably not going to be on this team next year anyway, and nor should he deserve it. I'm sorry, no disrespect to J Happ, but I'm sorry, you've kind of fallen off the map recently. So, yeah, I would have just started David Garcia from the get-go instead of using him as an opener. Stop trying to be the Rays and focus on your own thing. That's that. But that's game 2. That's not the only reason why they lost this series. They also lost this series because, again, they couldn't hit. The only guy who you can say, well, 2 guys. The only 2 guys who you can say had a tremendous postseason because they actually did some things were obviously DJ LeMahieu, who you can always trust, even though he had a quiet game 5, and Giancarlo Stanton, who probably had the best postseason of his career so far. And I don't want to hear any more slander from Giancarlo Stanton because now for Giancarlo Stanton, because now he has proved that when he is healthy, he is a monster and he can actually do some things to help this team win. And he was trying. He was absolutely tremendous this postseason. So Giancarlo Stanton gets an A- postseason from me. DJ LeMahieu, same thing. You can always trust him. Aaron Judge, oh my gosh. Aaron Judge has got to step it up. Look, I get it. He owned it. He said he has to be better, but stop swinging at pitches low and outside. You're having the same problem that Stanton has sometimes. Even though Stanton had a much better postseason, you're having the same problems, Judge. You got to stop swinging at pitches that are obviously balls. You got to stop. I don't know what you're looking at, but you got to step it up and be better. I'm sorry. I love you, Aaron Judge, but if somehow you're listening to this, you got to do better. If you really want to help this team win, you gotta be better with your hitting. I'm sorry. And look, Gary Sanchez had an abysmal season. He did. Absolutely no question about it. And considering the fact that the Yankees benched him in the middle of the series and he did not play the rest of the series and went to Kyle Higashioka, that kind of raises eyebrows because now you wonder if their patience is running low on Gary Sanchez and you wonder what his future is going to be. Look, I expect him to be on this team next season. I do. And I really, really hope he gets better. But if he's on the team next year and he doesn't get better, I would probably get rid of him at that point. I'm sorry. I know it's blasphemous of me to say, and you can call me whatever you want. I don't care. You can obviously leave me your opinion as well, Twitter and Instagram, at BottomLineWMCX. And I get it. It was only one abysmal season. Look, I like the kid. I do. And he obviously knows that his season was terrible. But there comes a point where you have to have a leash on somebody. And for the Yankees, I think their leash is getting kind of tight. Or loose, I should say, on Gary Sanchez because their patience is running thin with him. I can definitely tell. Again, I expect him to be on the team next season, but if he has another abysmal season, I'm sorry. I think it might be best to cut ties with him. I'm sorry. You need a catcher who can, yes, he can hit a home run. Yes, and he has gotten a little bit better defensively. And yes, he has a great arm, but he still needs to work on the pass balls, and he needs to stop striking out a ton. Now, I get it. He's a power hitter. He's a power catcher. That comes strikeouts. I get it. Same with Giancarlo Stanton. He's a power hitter. With that comes strikeouts. I get that. But there comes a point where you just have to work on your hitting. Just hit the ball. Again, we're not expecting a home run every single at bat. Obviously, it's not going to happen. So, look, just work on your timely hitting. That's all we're asking. If Gary Sanchez can do that, then he'll have a better season next year. But if he doesn't, then I'm sorry. Maybe it might be best to cut ties with him. I'm sorry. But the Yankees definitely have a lot of moves and questionable decisions to well, not questionable. They have a lot of decisions to make. And I was actually having a conversation with my co-host and my good friend Neil Villapiano the other night, and he gave me a list of what the Yankees need to do, according to him. Re-sign DJ LeMahieu. I agree with that 100%. Re-sign Miguel Andujar. I also agree with that because he deserves another chance. Sign Judge. I actually do agree with that. They need to pay Judge. Probably not high leverage money, but they still need to pay Aaron Judge at some point. Send Sanchez, Paxton, Happ, and Wade into the sun. Look, first of all, I do agree with sending Jay Happ into the sun. I do agree with that. And to a lesser extent, Tyler Wade, although I still think he's a great defender. With the bat, he's terrible, but defensively, he isn't that bad. So, to a lesser extent, as far as offense, I agree with Tyler Wade. Defensively, I do not agree with that. I'm sorry, Neil. But Paxton, I think that might be a little bit unfair. He did get hurt, so I'm willing to give him another chance to prove himself. But if he just gets hurt again next year, then maybe I'll agree with you. But I'm not ready to say that yet. Sanchez, like I said, maybe if he has another abysmal season. So, look, bottom line, Neil, I do agree with you to an extent with Happ and Wade, but I'm not ready to say that with Paxton just yet. Sanchez, to a lesser extent, maybe, like I said, if he has another terrible season. But the Yankees have a lot of questions to answer and a lot of decisions to make. Are they going to bring Brett Gardner back? Are they going to re-sign Aaron Judge? Are they going to re-sign Miguel Andujar? Are they going to re-sign DJ LeMahieu? Are they going to keep this guy and that guy? Blah, 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 blah. Listen, it's going to be a lot, and some may break your heart, but I honestly don't know what to expect. Where they go from here, here's what I think they should do. I think they should bring back Brett Gardner for one more season. But, hear me out, give Clint Frazier more starts. So what I mean by bringing Brett Gardner back is bring him back on a one-year deal and have him just be the leadership type of player. In other words, you can bring him off the bench, have him start a couple of games here and there. Of course, he's still going to get some starts, but I would definitely give Clint Frazier a lot more starts at this point than Brett Gardner. Clint Frazier has proven that he belongs on this team. So I would bring back Clint Frazier. I would bring back Brett Gardner to a leadership role on a one-year deal. I absolutely 100% think that they should re-sign DJ LeMahieu, because if they don't, I will riot. And you do not want to see me riot. So please, Yankees, if you hear me, please re-sign DJ LeMahieu. Give him a blank check. Give him whatever he wants. Just please re-sign him. Please. Anyway. Yeah, so look, the Yankees have a lot of decisions to make. Where they go from here, like I said, re-sign Judge, I agree with. Re-sign LeMahieu, I agree with. Re-sign Andujar, I agree with. But I also think they should bring back Brett Gardner. I also think they should bring back Tanaka. I really, really think so. Look, he did not have a good postseason. But I would think that he would like to take a team-friendly deal to come back for at least 1 or 2 more years. I think his contract is up, actually. So if he can take a team-friendly deal like 1 or 2 years, then I would definitely bring him back. You're not firing anybody. I'm sorry. Nobody deserves to go. Aaron Boone is not getting fired. Brian Cashman is not getting fired. So you're retaining those guys. Marcus Timms, everybody is saying he hasn't done a good enough job. Look, to an extent, yeah, he needs to be better, but I still think he's a solid hitting coach. Marcus Timms is not going anywhere. So bottom line, I'd say pretty much don't make any significant changes except for signing Gardner, signing Frazier, signing Judge, signing LeMahieu, obviously all that other stuff. But bottom line, I think the Yankees just need to work on their timely hitting. I actually made my own list on Twitter here at Bottomline WMCX. If you did not see it, I'll pull that up for you really, really quick here. Just give me 1 second. All right, here it is. 1, I said re-sign DJ LeMahieu. 2, maybe get another starting pitcher that can help out Cole and Tanaka. Maybe somebody like a Trevor Bauer, or maybe somebody along the lines of that. I'm not saying they're going to get Trevor Bauer automatically, but maybe somebody like him. But if they can get him, that'd be great. So maybe you can have another 1, 2, 3 punch right there. Maybe make David Garcia your 4th, Jordan Montgomery your 5th, and then you can take it from there. 3, work on hitting, like I said, and not just with the home run. Play small ball. If they can work on those things, I think the Yankees will be just fine going into 2021. And on that note, that'll wrap it up for this episode of the Bottom Line Podcast. If you have any thoughts on anything we discussed, let us know on Twitter and Instagram at BottomlineWMCX. Use hashtag BottomLine. Voice message on Anchor, the app, or at Anchor.fm. And please make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well. Leave a like and a comment down below, and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss a single episode. And please subscribe on all audio listening platforms as well. Just include my first name, Jimmy, when searching for the Bottom Line Podcast. So actually, before we wrap things up, a bit of big news here. For those that don't know, Neil Villapiano and I work with a local hockey team here in New Jersey called the Jersey Shore Whalers Hockey Club. We've been waiting to hear word on whether we were going to start calling games again or not. But good news we heard. Neil and I have gotten the green light, and we are back for another season with the Jersey Shore Whalers. Neil and I are super, super excited to get back to work. Obviously, it's going to be without fans in attendance, so it's going to be a little weird. But if you want to watch every Whalers game, please make sure you get a subscription at hockeytv.com. You do not want to miss every single game the Whalers play this season, especially with Neil and I on the call. It is going to be an absolute fun time. Neil and I cannot wait to get back to work. But yeah, where do you think the Yankees should go from here? And let me know your thoughts on anything else I discussed in this episode. Twitter and Instagram at BottomlineWMCX. Use the hashtag BottomLine. I'm Jimmy Finizzi. This is the Bottom Line Podcast. See you in the next episode. Peace out.